as the Seahawks get set to do battle with Jameis Winston and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9? That's fielded in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Jameis now on first down. And his first look is incomplete.
The touch and time here critical for those types of throws. He put a lot of zip on that one. Needed just a little bit more finesse trying to get it to his back.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Jameis to throw it. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried. Pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. From the gun, Winston. Finds his target, Montgomery. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one good for 24 yards.
It's a nice job hitting him on the angle route there. Come out the backfield, cutting sharply across the middle. And that's good timing between the quarterback and his receiver.
Effective 3rd down play to move the chains. Michael Kendricks, the linebacker, there to get him down. Winston, a handoff. This is Jones. Past the 20. And all the way down to the 5. And he's going to take this all the way down to the Seahawks 8. Winston now. That's caught by Howard. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. He'll get only 2 there, and it's 2nd and goal.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal. They'll try to run it in with Jones. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th. They'll go with Jones. And he's in. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Ronald Jones His 11th touchdown of the year. And the Bucs take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. This is fielded at the goal line. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. This is Chris Carson, 1,000-yard rusher a year ago. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
From the 29, Wilson. It's caught, Lockett. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 19 yards the pick up there. Move the chains. They'll run on 1st down. Carson. And he's able to get across midfield and down into Buccaneer territory. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. From just shy of midfield, Wilson. He rifles one that's intercepted. Carlton Davis picks it. And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45.
And Brandon, the passing game for both of these teams is going to be affected as the game goes along. It's not looking like the rain's going to let up anytime soon. So that might mean a few more wobbly passes and wide receiver slips. And this one winds up getting intercepted.
Pretty solid run here on 1st down. Almost picked up another first, but he appears to be a few inches short. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
After the penalty, it's Jones. He wipes out the penalty yardage with a good run to get it back to 2nd and 7. On 2nd down, it's Jones. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage with a flag down here to boot. So they may back up further. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. Second down, Winston. He completes it to Evans. 6-0 our score after 1. Second quarter now, and it's Buccaneer football. Second quarter now, and it's Buccaneer football. They've got a 3rd down and a yard to start things out, as they've got it facing 3rd and a yard. They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a 1st down. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. Down to the 30 after a gain of 3.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
He winds up getting only a couple there, down to the 29.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level, because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down.
But this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stopped them for almost no gain. Always disappointing when you miss a field goal, but when you're playing against a defense this good, you and I both know that's a crucial miss, because you can't afford to leave any points.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. goes. Shane Ray, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Here's Wilson. Dumps this one off to Chris Carson. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And he's got Lockett. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. One heck of a 3rd down conversion, 33 yards. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. All right, coming up at intermission. Charles, you want to wait to enhance your Saturday?
I certainly do.
I've got just a thing for you. It's the coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by Orlando. He'll be alongside at half to take us through the weekend in the NFL. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. To throw is Wilson. His throw incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And this is going to lead to another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 18. On 1st down, it's Carson. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Chris Carson with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year, as his guys can now take the lead with the extra point. And it's no good. He missed it. And the game remains tied. Oh, boy. So back even at 6 apiece as the kick's away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Tie ball game, still a little more than a minute to go in the half. The question, can they put something together here, trying to take that lead into intermission?
I would have to think that would be the goal for sure. I don't think you sit on anything here. Here's your opportunity. Push it downfield. As you mentioned, it's a tie game. So minus a disaster on your part, you've got that in your back pocket. Go ahead and try and get some points and feel great going into the half.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So on the big tight end, holding.
Each and every year, we talk about very few tight ends coming into the league that are polished blockers or asked to do it a lot in college. So it's a constant struggle and a constant fight to learn how to do it without holding.
From the shotgun, it's Winston. And the pressure gets there, and Winston goes down. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. From the shotgun to give to Jones. And the ball is out. Jones got hit and lost it. And the Seahawks have recovered. And maybe that one caused by the weather. Of course, the rain coming down. Charles, can you maybe, when you're carrying that football, grip it too tight in the rain?
I think that you can, and it's such a delicate balance, too, because when you grip it so tight, sometimes it'll slip out from your body. You squeeze it too hard, and it'll pop out on its own. I've actually had running backs talk to me about that when they've tried too hard, even in perfect conditions, the ball gets away from them. They've got to find that good balance, carrying it firmly, yet at the same time under control.
Complete to Bryant, and he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half.
14, buddy.
They'll try to run with Carson. And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. Back at the 2 now. Here's 2nd and goal. And he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. Chris Carson in the final seconds of the first half. And the Seahawks have taken the lead. This time, the extra point up and good. And they will take a 7-point lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Short kick. One of the up middle take it down. And they'll be set up with good field position here as he gets this up over the 40-yard line. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. Final play of the half here, Winston. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report. Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he'd taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
See if they do just that. The throw over the middle taken in. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. A gain there of 30 big ones.
That's a real nice job right there, working the middle of the field, working against those safeties. And you know, partner, if you get your hips turned the wrong way, big plays can result.
And a big play resulted right there. From midfield now, here's Wilson. It's complete to Lockett. And he'll get it down here to the 43.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
And the Buccaneer defense for the second straight play, flexing its muscle by forcing a loss.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect. Wilson in the offense, not coming off the field. They're going for it on fourth. They're going on fourth down. It's Wilson. And that is going to be incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Buccaneers defense holds and they get the football back. The Buccaneers in good field position here to start out 1st and 10 at their own 46. Jones, he fights forward for a couple with a penalty flag down. And the linemen, they're already walking back. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering.
And the pressure gets there, and Winston goes down. Bobby Wagner, the former second-rounder out of Utah State, with a sack.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
He finds his target. It's Evans. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. They give him a gain of 37. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. On first down, nothing opening up really on the running play. Give him maybe a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. Tackle coming from the safety, Trey Flowers. On 2nd and 9, Winston eluding the pressure right. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. The former #1 overall pick, Jadeveon Clowney, picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Looking downfield for Godwin. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Down here in the 3rd quarter, obviously that's one they could have used.
Yeah, one of my favorite special teams coaches in the NFL told me what separates the kickers in the NFL versus the ones who are not is not the misses. It's the 2nd miss in a row. Best kickers in the league, they don't miss 2 in a row. He's got to get his head back together in case he gets another shot.
And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 7 yards to pick up on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Now Wilson. Left side complete to Lockett. That one good for 26 and a first down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like
under pressure, and he'll go down back at the 26-yard line. Jason Pierre-Paul able to record his 5th sack of the season. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. They run it with Carson. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and goal. Wilson. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Dez Bryant. His 5th touchdown now on the year. Yeah, the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further.
No lead safe in the new NFL, but this score is really going to give them some needed breathing room.
Now Myers for the extra point. And it's no good. It has not been his day. That's the 2nd extra point he's missed so far. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And last time out, another missed field goal, so maybe their confidence wavering a little bit right now in the kicking game. And the pressure gets there, and Winston goes down. Jadeveon Clowney able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. To throw is Winston. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. Give credit to K.J. Wright. He was disrupting defensively.
If you're a defender, one of the fun things about playing zone defenses, especially in today's football, is that it's not as static as it was in the good old days, meaning you just dropped to a point and reacted to the football. Now you end up with a lot of man-to-man principles once you get into your zone defense. In other words, get to your assignment and then locate a guy coming into your area, and then you end up covering him almost man for man. That allows him to make more plays on the football like the one we just saw there.
He's got this to his running back, Ty Montgomery. And they work this well upfield across the 45. They'll get 34 yards there. The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, Winston. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Ty Montgomery that time. That'll bring up 2nd down.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
The 2nd down throw for Winston. Looking for Perriman there. He's got him. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 37. Jameis now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. They'll throw again. Winston. He's got this one complete to Perriman. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 10 yards there and a Buccaneer 1st down. First down, Winston. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, you need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Throwing again, Winston on 2nd and 10. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to him.
Now Winston. Complete. He finds Braid. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. They've got it 1st and goal as they look to punch in a late score. Now Jones. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. They'll try again with Jones. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Ronald Jones, his 2nd touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season, as his guys are back within a single score. Back to throw. And they're going to get the 2-point conversion, caught in the end zone. And that cuts the lead a bit further. So they got one of the 2 touchdowns they needed. Now for the onside kick. And the Seahawks, looks like they've recovered. They have. A tough one there. They certainly wanted that when they needed it, but they didn't absolutely have to get it. They still do have 3 timeouts.
You're exactly right. They had to attempt it. But even though they didn't get it, as you noted, with 3 timeouts, if they can get these stops on defense, all hope is not lost. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. They run again with Carson. Well, he's got some breathing room. And he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it.
And that touchdown should make you feel comfortable. But do you really feel like it's totally over yet?
Not totally, but I think you're pretty much there.
Yeah, you've still got to make sure you stay with it, do all the right things down the stretch, especially on defense. But that touchdown there, you've got to feel good about your chances.
Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline.
And the Seahawk defense gets to him and they bring him down. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. Winston now. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And he'll be down at the 6-yard line. And that pick just sets him up beautifully right down near the goal line.
I remember being in a defensive meeting back when I was in college, and our defensive coordinator says, we're going to call this Be Who You Are defense. D linemen, you play the run. Linebackers, be aware of any.
And this is going to be intercepted. Good positioning, and it's picked off. And a short return to the 6-yard line. Two-score game here in the fourth, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a 2-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on it and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Shaquille Griffin knocking it away that time in coverage. Looking to erase a 2-score deficit here in the fourth quarter. Going for some big plays.
Yeah, they certainly were. They just decided one shot, didn't they? Forget trying to move the ball downfield in small little increments. Let's go for the big one. But how about the defense playing situational football, looking at the scoreboard, realizing what can hurt us most? The deep shot. They played it well.
And what are the whistles for? Timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. Now a first down carry by Jones. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. Now we'll get whistles, and they've signaled for a timeout. Not sure I see the logic in this, but we'll get a stoppage anyway with 5 seconds remaining. One last shot now for Winston. That's complete to his receiver, Godwin. Well, when you're leading in the fourth quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete. They were going for a consolation TD, but it was not to be. And time has run out now on this game. Well, Charles, the forecast called for rain throughout the entire game, and we got rain throughout the entire game. But these two teams, they had fun getting dirty out there. They love the slop.
Did you trust the forecast ahead of time? Are you one of those guys
I'm a little
skeptical about it, or did you trust it?
But when I saw just a big blob of green on the radar, I said, okay, let's trust.
Yeah, and that's why I'm glad you took my advice. Got your notes laminated, because, you know, open-air booth, that rain can affect us as well, although not as much as the guys on the field. But let's face it, it's kind of fun to watch these types of games, isn't it?
It is. By the way, how impressive is it that you travel with a laminator? I didn't even know there was a portable laminator.
The things that you learn.
Golly, wise beyond his years. So for the Seahawks, they're setting themselves up as a major contender as they move to 8-1 now on the year. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the San Francisco 49ers. Meanwhile, for the Bucs, they drop back to 500 now at 4 up and 4 down. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week.